EGM Network.
Treasure Coast Connector. Connecting residents and businesses of the Treasure Coast. And here's your host, Ellen Contreras.
Welcome to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras. Treasure Coast Connector is the talk show, an online community where we put a spotlight on interesting local people and businesses and resources, and then connect them to you, the consumers in the community. Everyone has an interesting story of why they do what they do, and when we learn about what's happening in our own backyard and support local businesses, it strengthens our local economy. For details on the show, links to discounts, promos, past interviews, check out www.tcconnector.com. So the real estate market in Florida, there is never a dull moment here. We have lots of people that want to relocate to this area, and we have snowbirds starting to come down, and that means that we are getting ready for another banner year. 2025 is going to be terrific. If you're looking to sell your home, you're going to want to use a realtor with lots of experience. And joining me in the studio today is a realtor with a ton of experience. Raeann Laratro is with, and I'm just Realty One Group Exchange. Sorry about that, Raeann. But she's here to share with us what's happening with our real estate market on the Treasure Coast and has great information for us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Ellen.
Yeah, so I have my notes, right? And we were talking about that before. And of course, I just went mind blank on your broker's name that we just said a moment ago.
Realty One Group Engage.
Engage. Oh, and here I am saying exchange.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm not a realtor, and that's why if I need one, I'm going to actually work with one and not try to do it on my own. And we're going to even talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
But before we talk about your real estate firm and all the work that you do, what made you want to get into the real estate industry and become a realtor?
Well, actually, I had no plans to do this. I'm from New York, and I lived on Long Island. I was in a very fast-paced industry, the toy business, and I sold product. I actually work with our factories in China, and I've been to China about 50 times.
Wow.
So my husband retired, and my son went to college. And we had a very big house that we didn't need any longer. And I was very tired of the winter. We decided to move down to Florida. And our first stop was Miami. We lived in a beautiful home in East Kendall, but it was good for us for a couple of years. But that's how I got into real estate. My real estate agent and I became friends. She lived in the neighborhood. And she asked me to do marketing for her. So I did, because that's kind of what I did in the past. And then I started to do more things. I started to help her with open houses. I started to put her schedules together. And she said to me, you know, you're going to be a pro at this. Just go take the course and the test. So I did that, and I passed. And I was very lucky because I was able to work with her at a fabulous brokerage in Miami, Realty Remax Advance. And it's a really hot company, and the broker is just phenomenal. And he spent a lot of time with me and really taught me. So that's how I got into the industry. Spent the 2 years there, and my husband and I decided we really didn't like Miami. It was just too busy, worse than New York. So we moved up to the Treasure Coast. And at that time, I spoke with Deborah Parker of Realty One Group Engaged, and I started working with her. And I really found my stride there. I found that I loved working in the luxury market. I'm certified as a luxury agent. I'm also certified for negotiations. And, you know, I get that from my previous job when I worked with Chinese factories to negotiate prices.
Oh, my goodness, yes, absolutely. So the transferable skills were there.
Yes.
And so then you found out how much fun it was. So it's kind of like a little happy accident.
It was.
And it's now going on like about 10 years now.
Correct.
So that's really great. That's wonderful. And of course, the Treasure Coast, we're getting busier and busier. And also having the experience, from living on Long Island. I'm a Long Islander also. I think, what is there, about 3 or 4 Long Islanders a year that move down here, Cindy? Just kidding. It's 3 or 4 a minute. I know, right? And so that's another thing, is because you have the experience with negotiations, the luxury market, a lot of people up in the metro area, they are selling their homes. And they're wanting to buy beautiful places here.
Yes.
So you can actually also help them with the assimilation. Do you know what I call it? The Floridification process.
Oh, that's a nice word. I think I'm going to steal it.
Please do. And you go right ahead. You can even call it your own. It's okay. You don't have to give me credit. It's fine. But it is a Floridification process. And I also think that helps you with the work that you do here. And we're going to, again, get into that because you do a lot of hand-holding.
Oh, yes.
With this. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about what is happening here. What are you thinking about the real estate market as we're winding down 2024? And how are you seeing things? I know you don't have a crystal ball, but what are your thoughts on what's happening in the real estate market here right now?
This is how I see the market. As the most southern counties, Miami-Dade, Broward, and West Palm Beach, and I only talk about the East Coast, they are saturated. There are so many homes and so many people, and it's, in fact, some of the places are just so busy. And I have 2 streams of people that are moving to the Treasure Coast. The people from the South, talking Miami, Broward, and the people from the North, who I advertise to them as well, because I'm a New Yorker and because I have thousands of contacts from my old business, and most of those people are at the age of retirement. Yeah. So it's a very good thing to call from, to pull into. I think that the Treasure Coast, though, is a more relaxed, very old Florida-like type of place. And that's what, I hope it stays that way. We are seeing positive growth, especially in Port St. Lucie. Just to tell you, in Port St. Lucie, in 1961, I couldn't believe this, there were 300 residents.
Wow.
Okay. Port St. Lucie now has nearly 240,000.
So we're approaching 300,000.
Yes, and it's been recognized as one of the top places to live in the U.S. And it has options for everyone, from 55 plus communities priced from 200 to over $1 million, to family homes with a median price of about 400. It's really a community for all ages. This year, we're seeing a lot of more active listings, and prices have been adjusted to more realistic pricing.
That's nice to know, because some of the first-time home buyers are feeling a little bit priced out.
Yes, and that's because of COVID. We had, people were coming here and buying houses sight unseen. There were bidding wars. So that really drove the prices much higher. And now things are starting to stabilize. In Martin County, which includes Stewart, Jensen Beach, and Palm City, that area, the median home price is around $600,000.
Okay.
It's a little bit more affluent. It's a little slower paced, and it has a very desirable lifestyle with a strong community feel, making it feel like one of the best places to live in Florida. Here you'll find a variety of places to live, with restaurants, bars, coffee shops, parks, and even farms with equestrian facilities, perfect for those who are seeking a quieter lifestyle.
Yeah.
And further north, Fort Pierce and Vero Beach are also experiencing great growth, with more communities being developed in what were once open places.
Like the orange groves. Yes, that is true. We're still, because we're taping this in Vero Beach, and I live in Vero Beach, but I traverse the 3-county area. And so I see exactly what you're saying.
Yes, these coastal gems still maintain that unique charm and the welcoming vibe of the Treasure Coast, making them ideal for newcomers and longtime Floridians alike.
Yeah.
I actually sold a couple of houses in Vero Beach to people that were moving out of Port St. Lucie and wanted to have a little bit more space and a little quieter lifestyle.
Yeah, because Port St. Lucie, I think, has a lot of homes that are built like very close together. We have zero lot line as well, but we also have out west, we have homes that are on, like I'm on a quarter of an acre.
Right.
There's homes on half an acre or more. Some are on multiple when you head out west. And some of them, if you have a plane, you can actually land your plane and taxi it to your house.
Sort of like Wellington.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So very cool. All right, so now we're heading into the holiday season, as I mentioned, and you do focus. Now, you are on both sides of the transaction.
Correct.
You help all people, but there is a core focus a lot of the times for you with the sellers.
That's correct.
So what would you like as they're planning to roast their turkeys for Thanksgiving and start their Christmas shopping? Let's say they're starting to have conversations about what do we do in 2025? Do we sell or not? What would you like them to consider? What type of conversations to have before they pick up the phone and call you?
And I wish people would do this because a lot of them don't. Really, they should talk about preparing their home for sale. They need to walk around the home like it's not theirs. The first thing to do is to remove all personal things like photos. When someone walks in the house, they want it to feel like their house, not like they're moving into someone else's house. Also, the worst thing is clutter. So much clutter in so many of the houses. We also look at it and say, do I need a professional cleaning? Do I have a dog? And should I call Stanley Steamer and get the air purified?
You're checking all of my boxes because I just adopted a cat. It looks like, you know how you have a 2-year-old when you know you have a toddler in the house?
Yes.
You know I have cats. My living room is overrun with cat toys.
Yeah.
So you're saying I should clean that up?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, curb appeal is very important. You know, have flowers in the front, have a welcoming wreath, have a doormat that says welcome. You know, things like that are very important. And things like this will attract the buyers. Also, I would suggest looking at your tax information with the county. Make sure everything is up to date. Look at your title, you know, make sure it's under your name, make sure the mortgage is correct. You know, it's something that I do, but and a lot of times I find things that are wrong, but sometimes if you could do that on your own, it would save a little time.
Or if they notice something, they can bring it to the realtor.
Right.
They can bring it to you and say, Raeann, what do I do?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know what we're going to do right now, Raeann? Before we take a break, what I want people to know is your cell phone number and your email address.
Oh, okay.
Please, yes.
My cell phone number is 516, and I say it that way because it's not 561.
Yeah.
516-318-0041. And my email address is raeannsellsflorida@gmail.com.
And Raeann is RAEANN.
Correct.
RaeannSellsFlorida@gmail.com. And then
Correct.
your URL, your web address is RaeannSellsFlorida.com. Now, with that, Cindy, you don't have to tell me again. We're going to take a break, but we have a lot more to discuss. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you dream of creating a home that embodies sophisticated island living, visit Sunshine Furniture during our Tommy Bahama Home for the Holiday Sale. Bedroom, living and dining room, home office, media, and occasional pieces, Tommy Bahama Furniture is distinctive and unique, yet inviting and comfortable, and is all on sale now. We're also having a huge Black Friday closeout sale on patio furniture, indoor sofas, chairs, occasional tables, and dining sets from Berlin Garden, Windward, Telescope, Lloyd Flanders, Four Seasons, Capri, Universal, and more. Also, all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price, and don't forget to visit our outlet and sales center across the street. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in Vero Beach, next to Planet Fitness. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com and hurry in today for our Black Friday savings.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Ooh, have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
Hey, you! Host your very own show every week at Evergreen Media Network in Vero Beach. Go live to YouTube and Facebook with up to 4 people and your very own producer. Be heard on more than 15 podcast platforms and local radio. All you have to do is show up and talk. Your guests can join from anywhere in the world. It's easy to get started with the largest podcast studio on the Treasure Coast. Contact Evergreen Media to tour the studio.
Ho, ho, ho! Vendors, join our Merry Market at Downtown Friday's Winter Wonderland, presented by GHO Homes and Main Street Vero Beach. Shoppers are ready to unwrap some special finds. Live music with Johnny and the Blaze, food trucks, reindeer games, and a visit from Santa. Ho, ho, ho! Vendors, heat up those sales. Book your space at Downtown Friday's Winter Wonderland. Black Friday, November 29th at 6 p.m. downtown Vero Beach. Ho, ho, ho!
Welcome back to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras, and I am with Raeann Laratro, and she is with Realty One Group Exchange. Engage. I did it again. Realty One Group Engage. I'm thinking exchange because you're exchanging houses, you're buying a house, you're selling a house. That is so not funny. I am not meant for open mic night, you know, at the comedy club. I'm not meant for that at all right now, Raeann. But we were having a great conversation about what to do when you're ready to put your home on the market, right? So I kind of want to pick up there, and I would like now for you to give an overview of the services that you provide, because people think, oh, real estate, I get it. She's going to help buy and sell a home. It's a lot more than that. You have a team. You have something else next to you, too. You're going to wave up there. So take it away and just tell us all.
Okay. Well, I offer a full range of services to help make the selling process as smooth and successful as possible. Before meeting with a new client, I start by researching their home and neighborhood and gathering recent home sales data and market insights. I also check the local county records to confirm ownership, property details, and any open permits if they exist. This way, I can assist with closing these permits if needed. When we meet, I share a detailed market analysis that compares their home with similar properties in the area. If I haven't had the opportunity to tour the home until this moment, I provide a price range based on the exterior and recent data, and then I refine it after seeing the home in person. If they're ready to proceed with the listing, I go over the exclusive residential listing agreement. This is where I explain my fees as the seller's agents and discuss the buyer's compensation, which I strongly agree that they should participate with. Because if you're not offering compensation to buyer's agents, you will not get any showings.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, because there's been that whole recent change with that, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody works for free.
Yeah, nor should they. I mean, you even said that you have a checklist of 99 items, and this is what we were talking about before we even started the show. The whole, oh, I'm going to do this on my own. Yeah, you know what? Good luck to you with that. Please explain to them. I mean that, yeah.
Well, I start with the listing agreement. We agree on our compensation.
Yeah.
And then they sign it. And at that point, I go through the house and I tell them what needs to be changed, if any. Now, sometimes a house really needs to get staged. And I have 3 or 4 stages that I work with. It's not free. It costs some money, but
this is what separates you from the rest. Because in the green room, you know, before, not that we have one, but before the show, before we started taping, you were talking about the resources that you have. Some realtors are like, you're on your own. But you don't do that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I have a lot of clients that are moving out of a house to a smaller house or to an assisted living facility or to their family. So they have 30 years of stuff that they have to magically have disappeared.
Yeah.
So the children come and take what they want, and then what's left is what's left, and that's when I have to deal with it. So I have a number of local organizations that take donations, and I call them, and that's how we get the house cleared out. I also have a number of cleaning people because it's got to be cleaned.
Yeah.
You know, people don't realize that, but your house has to be sparkling clean.
Yeah, it has to be so different than even the person that's like really super neat on the daily. We're talking like showroom. That's what
We're
you want.
talking about light fixtures, dust everywhere. You know, I have a number.
Don't look at my ceiling fans.
Right, exactly. Once the home is prepared, though, the fun stuff starts. I get a professional photographer. I work with a few, but I have a favorite who I think is the best on the Treasure Coast. And sometimes I include a video, an aerial. It depends on the house. It depends on the price of the house, and it depends on the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Once we have the photos, I go through it with the sellers. Sometimes they like to be involved in the selection process. I write the copy. If they want to look at it, they may make some changes. And then I upload everything to the MLS. And, you know, that's like a 4-hour job.
Yeah.
You got 50 pictures to put up there one at a time. And then I put up sale signs as long as we're not in a gated community. I advise the sellers to not have people come in without me, just give them my card. I give them a stack of cards. They leave it at the front. And for marketing, I use a broad campaign using the listing on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and I distribute flyers to the nearby neighbors because a lot of times they might know someone from out of town.
Yeah.
And I advertise to New York and New Jersey. And after 2 weeks, it's very important. I reassess the price. I discuss with the sellers how many people have viewed it,
the
what
traffic,
is going
right?
on.
Yeah.
What if we didn't get any people? Well, then we have to have the hard discussion.
Yeah.
But I make that very clear in the beginning that we have to set a time, and at that time we might have to reevaluate. And then from there, once we get a buyer, you know, the really hard stuff starts for me. Everybody else is very happy.
Yeah.
You know, but then I have to do all of the work with the title company. I make sure that the inspections are done. And like I said, there's 99 things that I do. I'm not going to list it all.
Yeah.
Anyway, the closing takes 30 to 60 days or sooner if we have a cash sale.
Very good. And then you also work with a team. So you wanted to mention this lovely group.
I work on a team called the Bernadette Bunch Group, and it's a very small team. It's just me, Sharon, and Bernadette. Bernadette's the leader, and she is excellent at finding developments. So we work with her, and we also have our own things that we work on. Like I farm the Riverland in Port St. Lucie, which means I'm a real expert in that neighborhood, and I do a lot of business there.
Very good. And then you also have a beautiful property that could be an Airbnb. You said a 5-plex.
Yes, I have on Hutchinson Island, I have a 5-plex property that's just gorgeous. 1 block from the beach, 9 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. So assorted different units. Some are 1-1, some are 2-1, some are 3-2. You know, they're just in that one building.
Real estate investors.
It is good for investors. Excellent.
Yeah, I have some people that I want to connect you with after this. But then can you hold up that book?
Yes.
Because we have less than a minute.
Okay. I also have a book published which helps sellers with what they need to do and just about the process of selling your home. So if anyone would like one, just email me or call me and I will send it to you.
I love it. So your cell phone number again, please.
516-318-0041.
Very good. And then your email is raeannsellsflorida@gmail.com. Raeann is spelled Raeann. And then it's raeannsellsflorida.com.
Correct.
All right, so that's how you get a hold of her. If you're looking to buy, sell, investors, there's a whole slew of real estate opportunities that reside with you. And I just realized we're getting ready to wrap up. Cindy's going to ask me to stop talking. So thank you, Raeann, for bringing all of this detailed information to us. Everyone listening and watching, I'm Ellen Contreras, host of Treasure Coast Connector. Until next week, I miss you already.